This is Monsters and Money in the Morning.
And this is Monsters and Money in the Morning. Our esteemed panel this morning includes, of course, Terry Savage. Terry, nice to see you this morning. Chicago club owner and trendsetter. We're going to talk about what that means, actually.
Wow.
Billy Dick. And Lawrence Holmes, sports talker from 670. The Score. Billy, you checked out this kid's...
his tweets?
His
kind of
tweets.
Ridiculous, yeah.
How many followers has he got?
He has about under 2,000. You'd think you have more with how ridiculous they are. But the thing about Kenny Williams last night, I was texting with him, actually, and he was just sort of laughing it off as just completely exhausting, is what he said.
Now, you were texting personally with Kenny Williams last night?
Yeah, because I thought it was hilarious when I was hearing these things. I was like, what are you doing? How do you think of this stuff? And he just said it was exhausting. And I think it's interesting. This could even be a bigger issue because this is a day after you get the reports that people are starting to pay down their credit cards. Mm-hmm. It just sounds like everyone's getting a lot more responsible and, you know, worrying about stocking money away, taking down debt. It's just a really interesting thing to happen back to back.
Yeah, what's funny about that? What's funny about that is, as more responsible we get, the slower the economy gets.
And I love all the screaming in the past year has been all about, you know, getting responsible. And now that responsible, they're saying, be careful, don't be too responsible.
Can Tiger, now that he's divorced, now that he's divorced, if he goes back to doing what he was doing, does his game come back?
And get back in his rhythm, socially.
So to speak.
Is there a connection between the two things?
He doesn't have to lie anymore.
Part of the thrill and the adrenaline was the cheating, and he won't have to do that.
Navigating corporate America often feels like survival of the fittest in the African wild. Well, guest host Billy Dick recently went on a real African safari. Wow. Check out his encounter with a rhinoceros. His meeting with a rhino was more tame than getting through office politics. That had to be a blast. Honest to gosh blast.
Absolutely. This rhino here charges me on my first day of the safari. A day after I went great white shark cage diving on the southern tip of the African continent.
When did you develop the death wish? Is there something
you know what? I've been in the restaurant nightlife industry for a very long time, but people don't realize during the day I spend just loving nature and loving animals. And this was a dream come true, and I finally took it. You know, I finally pushed that button and said, you just got to go for it. Go to Africa, went to Namibia, through South Africa, Kruger Park. You know, not enough Americans are experiencing this. From what I talk to when I'm speaking to the locals, just gushing about how beautiful the people are, how beautiful the landscapes and animals and food is. They say, go back and tell America, tell Chicago. I was scared in the great white shark tank because it was the end of Shark Week on Discovery. I, of course, watched the whole
Billy Dick starring on Shark Week.
And, you know, you are in this cage, and the sharks come at you right there, and you're holding a bar within the bigger bar, and they're nibbling on that bar.
This is a wonderful idea.
Smartphones will be doing everything in the years to come. If you lose your smartphone, you will be homeless.
You'll be out on the streets.
The next step is, because that's an issue. If everything's on your phone, you'd be in trouble. The next step is implanted chips.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Through the turnstiles. You know, they laughed about television once.
Stop me there for a second.
I thought about this when I was on safari last week in Africa, that they were able to talk about everything that had to do with a particular animal, where he's been, where he's from, blah, 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 because of this chip that was implanted. And I thought, what's the difference?
Big brother.
What if? So if there's a lost child, if there's, you know, this, that, or the other, you need to download someone's info. You know, they got the bump on the phone, so you just maybe it's a fist bump.
All right, Billy, how does the production success of Transformers impact future movies here, do you suppose?
You know, it's already catching on in the industry. People are talking about it, especially with the tax incentives that have been occurring over the past a couple years through the Illinois Film Office. But something this high profile, especially with people like Michael Bay, who I talked to a couple of weeks ago, was just raving about all aspects of the city.
Now, does he talk, and does it work that way? Does Michael Bay then talk to somebody else who makes movies, who talks to somebody else who makes movies?
I'm going to make a little bit of a mad claim that might upset people on the West Coast, but they do follow each other quite a bit. That's why we love our, you know, Vince Vaughn and Michael Bay and those that have stepped out to do more filming in Chicago. Once that occurs, there'll be a lot of following, and it's just great for the economy, great for the restaurants, great for the workers, the cabs, the hotels, and everyone involved. I'm actually going to the set in about 20 minutes after this, just to say hello to everyone on set, and I'm going to tweet and Facebook pictures from it so we can continue on and follow me if you want to check it out.
Follow you on Twitter. Let's sign up a few more people.
Yes,
you don't have enough. How do people get to you on Twitter?
Oh, you just go to, people know, they go to twitter.com or facebook.com, and it's just /BillyDeck, my name.
And you tweet-picked us, right?
Yeah, I tweet-picked all of us all morning. I'm not up usually at 3:45 in the morning. This is exciting. All operators are starting to enjoy the fruits of their labor all these years and the great consumers that have supported their businesses, and now all the talent is coming right here to the Midwest.
Our friends at The Early Show, have a great day, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Farewell night tomorrow night. We're going to launch The Last Rocket, guys. A big show on tap. See you then. All right. Time to eat. Bye. Thanks to Billy.